You are listening to an Atomic Broadcasting production, so sit back, relax, and enjoy the feature presentation. And remember, do your part, such as like, comment, rate, and don't forget to tell a friend to tune in for an Atomic Time.
Now, where did we leave off? Ah, yes. Zephyr's bogeyman stalker approached him while the rest of the party relaxed in the Dancing Fairy Inn. He offered to bring Zephyr's family back to life on condition that Zephyr murdered Alwood's family.
I like Quest for Camelot.
I would be willing to watch
doesn't
Quest for
very-
Camelot
It
again.
also
I would not watch Ferngully
has an
again.
amazing villain song, like top tier
does it?
villain song.
So does Quest for Camelot.
Really? I don't remember that.
I don't.
It has a villain song.
I mean,
It does. I
where
wouldn't
else
call
can you
it
get
good.
Gary Oldman singing a villain song?
You want to know one of the best villain songs that I actually know of?
Be Prepared in The Lion King.
No.
I think
I've actually never
personally,
watched The Lion
Scar's
King.
song was so
it has
good.
been so long
Yeah,
since I've
I'm
seen
not going to watch The
Ferngully,
Lion
but
King.
my
What is it,
gut
Sven?
instinct
Huh?
is,
What is it?
that it's better than that.
Okay.
So
I could be wrong.
Okay.
So the best villain song that I know of, or one of the best villain songs that I know of, is actually How Can I Refuse from Princess and the Pauper, Barbie.
I agree.
Actually, yeah, I could see.
yeah.
Yeah.
I have not seen this.
I have
Dude,
many,
you're
many
missing out.
times.
You're gonna look it up, and you're gonna show me later.
How
Yeah,
could I
I'll show you.
refuse?
Preminger is a national treasure.
Truly. Preminger.
Preminger
Spot
can
on.
I've never seen
That
any
that was
Barbie
in
movies.
that
That's
was
okay.
that was in the golden years of Barbie.
It was in
movies.
the golden
There
years
were
of Barbie.
very good
I watched
Barbie
them with
and
my
then,
sister.
and then they all went as a girl. I can attest to this. They all went downhill.
As
My
a
wife
guy, I'll
agrees.
attest to this too.
They all
I've
went
seen the
downhill. There was
Nutcracker
one.
Barbie.
The nut.
That was one of the first ones. That's
That is
the
one of the
first
first. That is
I think
That
it's
is
the
the
first
first
one,
one.
and
Yeah.
it is.
It's true.
Mwah,
It is
chef's
very good.
kiss. I love it.
Is it good because it's the Nutcracker? Or is it good just because?
It's just good because it was in the golden era of Barbie movies.
Yeah.
Okay.
They had Tim Curry as the villain.
Really?
Yes.
Actually, yes.
You know what my favorite movie with Tim Curry is in? The sequel, direct-to-video, Beauty and the Beast.
Oh no.
He is a pipe organ.
Why would you do
It
that?
is he is the best.
I don't
we don't
know
talk
why,
about that movie.
but my car, my car has like little pictures of like depending on what's going through what I'm listening to, and one of the pictures is of Tim Curry.
You don't know why?
I don't know why. He's just there, and I'm like, "Hello, Tim."
What if your GPS
They
had a
call
Tim
me
Curry mode?
Tim.
I would love.
Turn left here.
So, another thing, one of my favorite renditions of A Christmas Carol is
the
Barbie.
Barbie
Is the
movie.
Barbie movie?
It's
Christmas.
really good.
Barbie did A Christmas Carol.
They did.
Who
It
is
was
Barbie
really
in this
good.
movie?
Barbie.
Ebenezer Scrooge.
Really?
Yeah.
It's like what? She's okay. So in this movie, the quote unquote Scrooge of it is a famous opera singer.
Yeah.
Who is our Barbie in this case.
Okay.
And
Our Barbie.
she's very
so it's-
successful, and she has to relive her childhood
Okay.
essentially through the Three Spirits of Christmas.
So it's not a 1-to-1.
No, it is. It is a pretty much 1-to-1.
Well, I mean, like,
Except for
they change things to make sense for Barbie to
Yes,
be Ebenezer.
yes,
Yeah,
yes,
okay,
yes.
okay.
Except for that,
Exactly.
but other than that, the
Exactly.
story is pretty well 1-to-1.
yeah.
As of
Weird.
July 2023, there are 43 Barbie movies.
Yes, and most of them are awful.
Where does the Barbie Christmas Carol rank with the Muppets Christmas Carol?
For me personally, as a Muppet hater,
Well, that's
I haven't
it's-
seen
it's
the
over
Muppet
it.
Christmas Carol, so I don't know.
Depends on if you like.
oh
Oh,
my goodness, you people.
Muppet Christmas
Michael
Carol.
Caine.
Muppet Christmas Carol is the best Christmas Carol.
I agree.
Apparently, it's the
I don't
Barbie
thi-
Christmas Carol.
I will admit I have not seen the Barbie Christmas Carol, so I might be wrong, but I believe
Guys,
Muppet is
for,
the best
for
Christmas Carol.
this year. Christmas
Double
this year.
feature.
Movie
get
time.
Let's go.
Barbie and the Muppets.
Let's go. I'm down.
Heck, yep.
This is
Back to
happening.
back double feature.
This is happening.
the Barbie Nutcracker was the first Barbie
Yeah.
movie.
Yes.
Yep.
And the Princess and the Pauper was the fourth.
Yes.
Oh,
Yep.
wait, what was the second and third?
Rapunzel, and
Rapunzel.
Swan Lake.
Rapunzel. Yeah.
I'm on Wikipedia right now, so I have them all
You said
43
Swan
of
Lake.
them.
I remember seeing
Wait,
the
what was
Rapunzel
the third?
one. Not like
Swan
seeing
Lake.
it, but
Yes.
like seeing
Yeah.
promotional
Oh, that
material.
was
All right,
so
and then the one the Pegasus one was after
Oh
that.
yes, I
Oh.
loved that one. I
Uh-huh.
actually, when I was a kid, I had like
Yeah.
the little Pegasus head that you could like put makeup on, and, like put
Oh,
breaths in
yeah.
its hair.
I
It
saw
was
I
so-
saw
it
the
was so
commercials for
good.
that one.
Yeah,
I remember that
I saw the
movie.
the
commercial.
Magic of Pegasus.
My older brother, not my oldest brother, used to get a lot of Barbies and would watch Barbie movies a lot. So I saw them with him. And I vaguely remember them. I was too young to like
You guys
really
are, like,
remember them.
Opening up a whole new world to me,
Heck
and I
So
yeah.
one
love
of
it.
The world of Barbie.
one of my
world of
favorite Barbie movies, and I just love it because it's just relaxing to me. I love 12 Dancing Princesses.
Because it's amazing.
It is.
Guys,
It's
the
the
soundtrack
music.
to that
Oh,
movie
yes.
gets stuck in my head.
Yes.
And just the storyline.
It's
I
just-
love it so much.
I do too. I
So-
do too.
Is the decline in Barbie movies like when the horse movies started to come out, or is that still in the golden era? Because
Wait,
I
wait,
remember like Barbie horse movies.
because those were trash.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'd say
In my
soon,
opinion.
Is that when
actually
that started?
soon
or-
after 12 Dancing Princesses, I would
Okay,
say.
I would say all the Fairytopia, Mermaidia movies are fine.
Yep.
Somewhere after that,
Yeah.
it just took a
Yeah.
nosedive.
They really did. Oh, the dolphin one.
That was horrible.
Yeah, that one.
We don't talk about
We
it.
don't talk about that one. That one's pretty much
It's
the
awful.
start of it.
I guess I've only seen some of the classics. I haven't
because
seen
the
bad ones.
classics are where it's at.
Oh, yeah.
You know, the
I've only
Christmas
seen
Carol was
one.
actually after Fairytopia. And
Yeah.
No, yeah.
And the
I-
12 Dancing
yeah, I remember
Princesses.
that.
Yeah,
remember when
I
that came
said
out,
somewhere after that it
Yeah.
took a nosedive. I don't exactly remember
12
where.
Dancing Princesses was after Fairytopia. if I remember
These are
right.
separated in
The
like,
Diamond Castle was not
10-year
that
or
good either.
9-year plot,
yeah.
5-year plot, and then 3-year plot. And then
These plots
like
span
4.
years.
Well,
Oh,
it's not.
yeah.
It's not plots. I'm sorry. It's
So-
Fairytopia
like
is
time
like a
spans.
Fairytopia
Oh.
Mermaidia is like a 3-movie
it's
world.
Fairytopia, Mermaidia, and Mariposa.
Oh, you're right. It is. It is. Three. Yeah.
I know. This is my domain, Sven. Thank you.
We should watch some of these.
Yeah.
So,
All right.
okay. In
Barbie and the Three
between-
Musketeers, the first one we watch.
That one is not that good.
No,
Can we
it's
not?
It's
Okay,
not that good.
starting
Thumbelina?
at Thumbelina down, it's trash.
Oh,
We
you
don't
have it
talk.
up,
We
don't
don't
you?
talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
Everything from there up is like the golden era.
That cuts
Yeah.
out literally 30 of them.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
That's my point.
So the first 12 were pretty good.
yes,
Yeah.
and then it went downhill.
They
Christmas
changed
Carol.
writers or something.
Christmas Carol is okay.
So I do have to ask about the animation. Did they do it in a way to like they tried to make Barbie animate like a real person,
No.
or did they do it in a way to
No.
make her like Barbie?
Now, what's fun is that you
No,
can
not
actually
that
watch
either. It's like somewhere in
animation
between.
grow in between like Nutcracker and the later ones. You can see the animation change
Yeah.
the styles.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
It started in 2001, so that's what roughly around the Pixar era,
Mm-hmm.
the Pixar beginning.
Speaking of starting, are you guys ready to start?
I guess I want to know
Sure.
more about Barbie.
I could talk, guys. We need a whole side up of just talking about Barbie
When are we
movies.
I'll
playing
join
Barbie
this.
the TTRPG?
I'll run that one, I guess.
There has to be, right?
Yeah, anyway,
Well,
Somewhere
if you guys want to talk about Barbie, I'm going to ask everybody but Sam and Petite to leave the room.
Okay.
Wait, but I want to talk about that.
you gotta show me the thing while we're waiting.
I will.
So Zafir opens the door and walks through. He does a very quick scan of the room to see who's in it and immediately locks eyes with you. And you can tell that his eyes are blood red.
Like, I haven't slept in a while, blood red, or like my eyes are bleeding blood red.
What are those things called? My irises are blood red. Not like they normally would be.
Oh, okay.
And you haven't witnessed this because the last time it happened was when I had jumped out the window and I stabbed, what was her name, to death? Datha. You don't know her.
I actually found those here.
Okay, maybe. Okay.
I don't know if I told you that before.
But Zafir locks eyes with you. And he starts moving towards you quickly as you're moving off the stage.
Oh, hey, Zafir, are you okay? What's going on?
Val, I need to talk to you,
Okay.
and I need your full and honest opinion.
Okay.
Please sit down with me.
Okay, sure.
Val,
Mm-hmm.
Is there something in this world that you would do almost anything for?
She kind of looks off for a second out one of the windows. She's like, I'm not as certain anymore. But I think so, yeah.
So there's something in your heart, something that's deep within you, that you would do almost anything to accomplish or acquire.
Almost anything, yeah, I think so.
Would you remove your morals and your values to accomplish it?
I don't.
What would you do?
What would I do? I don't think I could give up on my morals. They've become so important.
If it was within your grasp, if it was something that you could reach out and grab.
I'd like to think that I would control myself that I would keep true to who I am, but I don't know if I would actually do that.
But what if your truth is something that you designed?
I used to live in the truth that I designed, and then I lived in a truth that someone else designed for me, and that was a lie. It was bad. But now I live in a truth of beauty and so much more. I live in the truth given to me by my gods right now.
Val, you know me and you know who I am.
Mm-hmm.
I don't follow anyone's rules except for my own.
I know.
But the rules I have are set by me.
Mm-hmm.
They were not given.
I've been there.
If I were to step aside from those rules,
then who are you?
what am I if I can't have the thing that I want the most?
I think sometimes you have to reconsider what it is you want the most. And consider if it's actually what's best.
So you're saying what I want is best?
I mean, it's a little subjective at times, but sometimes what we want the most is what's going to hurt us the most. And what is the thing we don't need.
Val, if I could bring back my family.
Oh, what?
What should I do?
Well, that would depend on how about you're bringing them back. I mean, is it a way that they would want? Is it a decision that they would want? Is it a life that they would want?
They don't know the life I live because they were taken away from their own.
But if they're brought back by a way not meant
what does
to
it matter?
be,
They'd be there.
Just because they're there doesn't mean that's what's best for them, Zafir. What if you're taking them from something grand? What if something goes wrong? What if they're not who they are anymore? What if...
Nothing can be worse than the fate that they suffered. From the fate I suffered.
I understand, Zafir, I do. And if there is a way to bring them back that would be good, I will help you do that, Zafir. But if this is something not right, if it's something dangerous or evil, it's not going to be what you want it to be, Zafir. It will be empty and hollow.
I wouldn't know until it was done.
And you might regret that for the rest of your life.
I already regret so much.
I can't understand what it is to have a family that you would do that for. But, well,
If you could bring back your mother, would you do it? If it was within your realm of possibilities.
I don't know. I don't know, Zafir. What I would want. It's one of the things I want most in my life is to get time with her, to see her ever. But I don't know what I would do for that. I don't know how far I would go for that, because I would be betraying so much that I hold sacred. But there's a large part of me that would want that. But I don't know what is going on, Zafir.
You may never know. He closes his eyes and he turns his back to you and he starts to walk away.
Zafir, and I'm going to grab your shoulder.
He stops.
I don't want to just let you leave like this on your own. It doesn't feel right.
Val, I've been searching for something for as long as I've been away from my family. Whether it be to find who killed my family, to find a way to bring them back, which I didn't even know was a possibility, or to find something that could help me lead myself. And right now, I have 2 of those 3. One more is nothing.
Zafir, if you learned of this here in this town, it makes me concerned. They were just telling me about the troubles they've had with that creature.
I believe that whatever's happened here has been following me for a very, very long time.
Is it still here, Zafir? Did you see it?
I don't know if it's still here.
Is it?
I wouldn't know.
Did you? What did you talk to? What did you learn?
It's not important.
Zafir.
It's not important.
Yes, it is, Zafir. You're important, and what's happening to you is important. You ask for advice and help, but there's only so much I can give without knowing what's going on. I mean,
I have to make this decision, and I needed a bit of an outside opinion. Someone who's not aware of all the details. And I think I have yours.
I suppose so. I don't want you to lose yourself here, Zafir.
I may just find who I really am. He pushes your hand off his shoulder and starts to walk again towards his room.
I wish I could.
He holds his hand up and just continues walking. Good night, Val. And thank you.
Good night, Sophie. And she's going to go out the front door, outside.
So we pick things back up the next morning, once the group has reassembled, collected any refills of supplies they might need, food, water, things like that, back on their horses or on their pony, in the case of Cornelius, and heading off into the Grungir forest in the direction that Alward was able to gather from his communications with the villagers. In a north-northwest direction was the way that Ylva was most often seen heading off into the forest.
Just as a reminder to everyone, some things to keep in mind. The person that we're hunting down in this case actually is beloved by the people around us in the Fae. I'm not really sure why, and she's also known to have a large beast with her. The jury's still on what it is. Some say it's a very large badger, but most it's either a wolf or a deer. A stag, yes?
Do they have a description of this lady?
Of the lady? No, my notes don't say anything about her.
I imagine She's like an Erickson. Right?
That's why I didn't put anything in the notes, because I was like, yeah, she just looks like one of the Aronson family.
Yeah, she's just she's like the blind girl, but not blind.
Was she one of those that was
She's
there during the
Aryan.
meeting?
Let me.
Yes, she was, but she was not one that you actually saw, because you guys never got into the room with them. You just overheard
Yeah.
the conversation.
Oh, okay.
Sven is looking at me very intensely. So I'm going to let you, Sven, know that the character that you are thinking of does not look like one of the Arondsons.
Okay.
But yeah, it's either like a brindled wolf or like a dark furred stag. But like I said, some people say it's a giant badger. Others say it's a green scaled drake.
So they have no idea what it is.
It shifts all the
Basically.
time.
Fun.
Also, we might run into the goblin market, which is fun.
The what?
Sorry. So it's like a market where it's like the black market. You could like purchase just about anything.
Can you
from
purchase
there.
goblins?
Probably.
It's fair.
Please don't purchase goblins.
We're
You
not
said
into
it was-
human trafficking
You
here.
said it was the
It's
goblin
goblin
market, but it's
trafficking.
like
Oh.
They're not humans. They're goblins. You could probably purchase
No
humans.
people trafficking, please.
Yeah, no.
It is. If we come across this goblin trading, we will probably just need to be very careful. And I imagine anything that is in this forest we'll have to be wary of. In fact, I know for a fact that anything in this forest we will have to be very wary of.
Don't worry, Ver. If we find those goblins, we'll just blend in. They won't even know we're there.
I wasn't planning on purchasing a goblin, by the way. Just
She says that very confidently.
The only one who could blend into with the goblins is
Probably.
probably Zafir.
Yeah.
that's
Have you ever met
kind
a
of
goblin?
mean.
It's just because you're the same size as them, Zafir.
I believe so.
Your mother's a goblin.
Are you okay?
I'm sorry, did you say something?
I look at our little flesh warp friend.
Cornelius notices you looking at him and nods in acknowledgement.
After the question I gave.
Oh, Cornelius was paying attention to the discussion of who was goblin-sized. I didn't catch what you said.
I asked Val if she'd ever met a goblin. And she said, I think so.
So Cornelius does nod, but it's unclear which conversation he thought you were asking him about.
You just looked at him and he's just like, yeah.
Yes.
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 Thanks.
As you're continuing on your journey, you pass by like a woodcutter's cottage that there are only a few chopped trees and there's a lot of old growth still near the cottage. So it's very clear that they're very careful about which trees they cut. As you go a little bit further, you hear the sound of a river ahead of you. And let's see. Would everybody go ahead and make me a perception check?
Ah, yes, river sounds.
Sorry.
River.
Just insert a bunch of white noise.
Oh, that's just us on the mic.
Thank you.
18.
16.
17.
23.
19.
I got a rock.
So, Alward, you're the only one who hears like the creaking of wood over the sound of the river, but everyone hears a muffled up ahead.
I bet that's a goblin.
No. Maybe?
That sounds like someone who might be in trouble.
Probably that.
I'll go check it out. Val's gonna move ahead.
Okay.
I'm going to go with Val.
It sounds like somebody is tied up or...
As you begin to move in closer, you come around a bend and the trees are now thin enough between you and your destination that you can see the river. It's a moderately sized river. You know, it's not something that you'd send a ship down, but you could probably take a small boat down the river. There is a sizable mill placed alongside the river that's currently turning along with the force of the water. And not far from the mill wheel is Approximately a 10-foot tall, dark-furred creature who is currently stuffing someone into its mouth.
Oh.
Hi! Hey!
I would like you all to roll for initiative.
Gosh darn it, Val.
Do you need help?
You put that thing down!
Put that thing back where it came from.
Also help me!
Wow.
Oh, look, it looks like a
Oh,
monkey.
look, guys, we're going to fight. I love it.
Gotta fight a monkey.
It's a gorilla.
I just rolled the same thing I rolled before.
Uver.
27.
Neros.
23.
Val.
23.
Whoa!
Oh.
What's your initiative bonus?
9.
So is mine.
I mean, we can just choose who goes first.
You can go first. I don't want to go
Okay.
first.
Coolio, Julio.
Alward.
30.
Ooh. Alward's going
Did
first.
you do the thing?
There we
I did do
go.
the thing.
Uh-huh.
And Zephyr.
17.
Oh.
He's distracted. Zephyr.
That person getting stuffed in his mouth is about the same size as me.
All right. So we will begin then with Alward.
Right. So I'm going to say Alward's turn happens just before Val shouts at the thing. And I would like to first recall knowledge on this beast.
All right.
Good first action.
Do you have a lore skill that you feel would be appropriate?
Jordy?
This creature doesn't seem like much of an accountant.
Okay, then no.
What is your nature bonus?
Oh, it's nature? Oh,
What else
no.
would it be?
I thought it was going to be like a troll. That would have been society.
It's furry.
Fight me, Sven.
No, I'm fighting a gorilla? I don't know.
I have an idea
My
what it
nature is plus 11. I'm trained in it.
All right.
Dire gorilla.
Gorilla.
It's hungry, it's what it is.
Hungry, hungry gorilla.
All right. With apologies to Norway, because I'm going to mispronounce this. This creature is a Kverkner.
A what?
Oh.
Yeah, a Kverkner.
What?
How do you spell that?
Kamea?
Kverknurr.
Can you spell that for those of us that got distracted?
Yeah, Kverknurr.
Yeah,
There's
that's
only
a
three letters off.
cavern.
I can't pronounce that without accidentally
Kverkner.
adding in
Kavernkner.
German.
Maybe the middle K is silent?
As a Norwegian blooded person,
Werner.
I am ashamed.
Alward, you know that these creatures are typically level 5, although this one seems a little bit tougher than usual. It definitely stands taller than your average Kverkner. Most of the people in the south, when they talk about them, call them by their more common name of the Mill-Growler. You know that these things are river creatures, and they do not appreciate attempts to industrialize in their territory. Legends say that they can swallow mill wheels whole.
That's terrifying.
You get one question.
Okay.
Why?
I need to know its strongest save.
Its strongest save is Fortitude.
Okay. Do I buff you guys or do I do something else? I'm going to regret this and I can already feel it. But go ahead, Jordy, and make me a will save.
All right. What's the DC?
The DC is 22.
Regular fail.
Ooh, I don't regret things.
That's good.
Okay, so regular fail. The creature... So what I did is I beheld the weave, and I'll explain that here in a second. The target must commit a single action that it will take at some point during its next turn. Stride toward the named character, cast shield, strike, for examples. The action is now locked in, and the creature must attempt it, even if the situation has changed. If that creature is entirely unable to fulfill this action if committed, for instance, if it only had one action left and the named creature was out of range, it loses that action. In addition to this, since it was a failure, it must commit at least 2 of its actions on its turn. All of these actions are similarly locked and cannot be changed, but the creature can take them in any order.
So if I'm understanding correctly, to summarize, I have to tell you 2 actions this creature is planning to take on his turn, and it either must do those actions or lose them if something changes and it can't do those.
Correct.
Because Alward is seeing the future.
Yes.
All right. This creature plans to swallow this guy whole and then begin wading out further into the river.
Okay. So what this looks like is sort of a golden light shoots down from Alward's hand onto the ground and then immediately directs itself toward the creature. And then Alward basically tells everyone else, we have to get it to stop eating that person. And then it's going to try to go further down the river. And then I also relay to you what this creature is. And that will be my turn.
All right. Uver.
Well, I was trying to plan what I was going to do, but that kind of changes things.
Knowing plans change your plans.
You're welcome.
I want this to make a will save.
What's the DC?
DC will be 22.
I rolled the exact same thing on the die, so a regular failure.
Hey!
Deja vu.
Ooh.
I
Oh,
loop
no.
a thought process in the target's mind, forcing it to repeat the same actions over again.
What did it do last turn?
Yeah, what did it do last turn?
So if I remember correctly how deja vu works, you cast it, and then their next turn becomes their following turn, right?
Mhm.
So we now know that he must attempt to swallow this guy and move downriver, and you have forced him to do that again on the second turn.
I have.
Wait. So if he can't swallow him because he's already been swallowed, so he loses that action?
I think there's an additional effect, like he gets stupefied or something as he's confused.
The actions must be repeated in the same order and as close to the same specifics as possible. If the target can't repeat an action, it can act as it chooses for that action but becomes stupefied 1 until the end of its turn.
Let's just shut this guy down.
All right, so that was 2 actions.
That is. And at that point, I will actually cast Shield.
And it is now Val's turn.
Okay, is this river something on my horse I could wade into?
The river is deep enough and fast enough that it will count as difficult terrain, but you can ride your horse into it just fine.
I forgot we're on horses.
So I'd be able to go there and then jump there.
Yes.
Nay.
Okay, so Val is going to go forward on her warhorse, up 40 feet within 10 feet of the creature, in the middle of the river.
Val, now that you've gotten a little bit closer and you're in that river, you can see that there used to be a footbridge just barely wide enough to take a wagon down, but it looks like something, presumably the Grungir, has come through and just like ripped it up, and the rubble is just either floating downstream or pinned to the bottom of the river.
Okay. So as she gets there, she lets out a whistle and yells something in Empyrean, and then Sigur begins flying towards the creature. It has 60 feet. She's gonna move to flank with me.
Yeah, and since you guys were a little ways out from the river when you got here, that will take both of Sigurn's actions to get into position.
Oh, so it would. Then Sigrun will not move into flanking right now. Sigrun will move as far as Sigrun could move.
Okay. So Sigrun is adjacent to the Grungir, but on the same side as Val.
Okay, so Sigrun's going to fly up and begin pecking at its eyes until the start of my next turn. My strikes that damage the creature also deal a d4 persistent damage, and it will dazzle the creature.
Nice.
Hey.
So I'm going to then strike out with my glaive for my last action. And I'm going to use a hero point because I rolled a 3 on the die. Okay. So 14 on the die plus 15, that is 29.
That's a hit.
Awesome. So it's going to take, because of Sigrun pecking at its eyes as I slice forward, it's going to take a d4 persistent bleed on top of this.
Nice.
Which is 2d8 damage plus 4. That's 12 total damage.
All right.
So Val jumped into the water. Sigrun flew forward to peck the creature's eyes, and I slashed it with my glaive. Let go of him, you monster.
Gotcha. And he's also dazzled now, right?
He is also dazzled now.
All right.
And hopefully soon to be stupefied.
So you've given him, well, hold on, how do I phrase that? You all now have concealment to him because he's dazzled.
Yes. And it is dazzled until the bleed damage is removed.
Ooh, wow. All right. Neros, your turn.
What I want to do is a line attack, and there's people in the way.
Well, you can.
No, I cannot do that.
Well, technically, would that guy be in the way of your line because he's in
Yes.
this creature's mouth?
I would think so, yes.
You just hit its legs.
But I don't want to hit the innocent dude in the Kaverkner.
I mean, he's going to be swallowed
mouth.
anyway.
Hey, no.
It's been foretold.
He doesn't need to be.
It's been foretold that he will be swallowed.
I would like to move up within 30 feet casting range of the Kaverkner. And then I would like to just cast a cantrip called Phase Bolt.
Oh, nice.
Bolt. Nice.
22?
Unfortunately, that will not hit.
What?
Why are you confused about that?
I'm not. I'm shocked. That was such a good roll.
Jordy's
AC is
just
21.
dancing menacingly in the corner.
That's
22.
That's
No.
fair.
Yeah, but we're the heroes.
And I'm the squishy one.
All right, so Neros rides her horse up within 30 feet.
I forgot I'm on a horse.
She's on a horse.
She rides her horse up within 30 feet, looks down, realizes she's on a horse, and casts a phase bolt, but it misses the Kverkner.
Ah.
This is all because she discovered she was on a horse.
Zephyr.
Wow.
Oh, wow. We all rolled higher than it.
So I am trying to remember how Spell Strike works.
You choose a spell, and you make an attack roll.
For 2 actions.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. I think I'm good. So, after all that stuff happens, an arrow just whizzes by. The guy is in the troll's hand, right?
In the troll's mouth. He will not be providing any form of cover.
Okay. Not intentionally. If I shoot him in the butt, I'm sorry.
Takes the guy out of
I
his mouth and
assume-
holds it up as a shield.
I assume he's going head first.
That's correct.
Don't roll on that one.
So
Don't
let me
mess
get this
up.
out of the way.
Ooh.
Ooh, that's a really good roll.
Ooh.
Does a 33 hit?
That is a hit.
Nice.
I was hoping you were going to say critical hit, but it's fine.
So it was ignite, which ignition. I'm sorry, which was 4d4, and then 2 of these, 2d6s here. So 7 from my arrow, and then 6 fire damage. I rolled that separately.
What about the fire damage from the rune?
Was that the flaming rune?
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, 6, and then 6 for the spell.
Oh, so you got 6 on the flaming rune, 6 from the fire spell ignite or ignition, and then 7 from the arrow?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
That's 19 points of damage for those counting at home,
I was trying to separate it between the
a
fire
lot of
damage and the
damage.
arrow damage.
which is a good thing to do.
And he takes it.
Ouchie.
Good.
And then I recharge.
You recharge.
He looks at the sun.
I have a portable charger in my pocket.
Unfolds his solar panels.
I also
So-
get a nice tan.
Real fast, guys. And I know there's not much we could do in this situation, but we specifically did not do the one thing that we know.
What?
Because he's going next. He's going to eat that man.
Yep.
That man going to get eat.
We don't know what to do. I couldn't
I
stop
don't know
him.
what to do about it. I don't necessarily want to roll up there on my horse and just pull.
Like I said, we have nothing we can do
Well,
except
hey,
for maybe
Jordy.
Val.
Yeah, can I kind of take that back and say that I aimed at his nose so that he would potentially sneeze and like
Launch this man out of his mouth.
like he would get distracted and be like,
This poor man going to get eat.
That's a feat.
Yeah,
think.
so you take aim with this arrow, aiming for his nose in hopes of causing an explosive sneeze. The Kverkner sees the arrow coming and tries to block it with his arm, so it doesn't hit his nose, but it definitely makes a good hit. And as this flame-cloaked arrow smacks into him and starts dealing that damage, he lowers his arm and then looking straight in your eyes, he swallows the man whole. The legs go down.
With the bleeding.
So
Wait, does that
mean.
qualify as a melee attack?
It is not a melee attack.
Oh, then I'm not going to use it.
Okay.
Jenkins made him commit to an action, so I couldn't try and distract him
I
away.
didn't make him
from-
do nothing.
Yes, you did.
No. I cast the spell and Jordy made him commit to the action.
So this committed Kvarkner swallows this guy whole, and then, as was foretold, begins wading out further into the river. Because of the magic messing with his mind, he just starts like walking past Val deeper into the river. And now that he's on the opposite side of Val, further downstream, he lashes out with like a backhand of one of his long, hairy ape arms.
At
Val.
okay.
And Val, what is your AC?
23.
23. That is an exact hit.
Val, no.
Val, don't take damage. Stop.
It'll
Don't
be
be
o-
the tank.
It'll be
no.
okay.
Val, no.
At least she's not on fire this time.
Nero sneeze.
Wait, hold on. Sorry, my AC is 25.
Then he exactly misses.
exactly misses.
Stop fishing for the AC, Jordy.
Jeez.
Yeah, Jordy.
So he
Gosh,
swipes
man.
out with one of his ape arms, and you just kind of lean back on your horse, and it just whiffs in the air next to you. And now his turn ends. Would you like to roll the persistent damage?
Yeah, I'm using this D4 that I really like.
It is a
What
neat
is
D4.
It's one of the fancy non-pyramid
That is
ones.
3 piercing, or 3 bleed damage.
3 bleed damage.
All right. And would you like to roll the flat check to see if it ends?
It continues.
Oh, he's still dazzled. All right. Alward, it is your turn.
Howard is just going to be like, I told them. I told them what to do. We did nothing, that poor man.
I don't know what you wanted us to do.
You're trying to save
You
him.
could disarm it. I don't know.
By decapitating it?
Well, you could have made the disarm check.
I
against
did
the-
shoot it in the arm.
Essentially, what I was trying to do is just make it regurgitate him again, but I don't know if it will
No,
work.
it's
Stop yelling about what you could have done and help me save the man.
Upon hearing Val say that, I'm gonna go ahead and unleash my psyche. And just be like, fine. And that.
Is there anything that we should be aware of with Uver and Zephyr being next to you when that happens?
No, that is a choice.
Okay.
Oh,
That is a choice, man.
That is a choice, good sir.
That is a choice.
I could violently unleash, which in a 20-foot radius around me causes a burst of damage.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you're not going to violently.
No, it's not going to be
Okay.
violent. No, in every other combat when I could have done this, I didn't cast a spell beforehand. I sustained a
okay.
spell, so it was always just like... Okay. So whenever my psyche unleashes, basically any loose gravel, pebbles, or anything around me start to lift up and become like different, like either mathematical symbols or language symbols, just sort of floating around him.
Sigma.
Basic math. So. I'm an accountant. And then I'm going to try and hit it with an amped telekinetic projectile.
All right.
Nice.
so Zephyr looks at those symbols and thinks, what do the numbers mean?
It's that meme.
What do they mean?
He also never learned basic arithmetic.
I rolled a 27.
That's a hit.
Yes. I need 4 more d6s. Who wants to help me out?
I have an obsidian dice.
I do.
It's okay, I'm right here.
I want his obsidian dice. I want it's fancy. Hold on. I want one from everybody. I'm gonna take the fanciest dice from everybody.
Alright, here's my holy day.
Thank you.
This is Jenkins' ploy to improve his die collection.
You took the boringest one.
If you don't give me
I took
my
this
die
really
back.
cool blue and black one from you.
Okay, that is the one I got from the Ren Fair.
It's a lot of 4s.
It is a lot of 4s.
Only you can prevent 4 fires.
Is it force damage?
Oh.
Okay, so first thing that he's gonna happen is he's gonna forcibly get pushed 10 feet to the east. 5 feet, sorry.
5 feet to the east.
5 feet to the east, everybody. And then he's going to take 31 points of damage.
Daggum.
Nice.
How much?
31.
Oh,
And he is now bloodied.
nice.
Hello.
It's just blood trickling into the river. We're polluting it.
Pass whose ever dice isn't yours down.
Take one down. Pass it
Okay.
around.
I'm going to guide the timeline for Val. And we'll get to
Get out of my
that.
timeline.
I'm guiding your timeline.
Block.
We'll get to that when it's Val's turn.
All right.
That's rude.
For now, it is Uver's turn.
Uver's going to also listen to Val way back when.
I'm sorry.
He is going to need to make another will save.
All right. And that was DC 22, right?
Yes, it was.
This one's a regular success.
All right. Regular success works. He is getting hit by Warrior's Regret.
Oh.
At the end of its next turn, the target takes 1d8 damage per different creature it intentionally damages on that turn.
Nice.
I love that spell.
I do
pretty
too.
cool.
I wish it failed.
Right?
This more consistent damage is always great.
I don't like that face.
What's that face, Jordy?
I was just double checking how bad his next turn was going to be.
It's gonna be bad.
Don't worry. Don't worry.
Well, hold on. His turn's deja vu, right?
That's what I was
Yeah.
double
Yeah.
checking.
That's why I did Warrior's Regret.
Wait, he's not going to hurt anyone.
He has to attack you.
On his next turn, he is going to attempt to swallow the guy, fail to do so, and become Stupefied 1.
Mm-hmm.
Walk away from Val, and then attempt to hit Val, and he's out of reach of Val. And then he has one action he can use, but he's stupefied.
This is going to be
Well, no,
hilarious.
2 actions, because he's going to try to swing at Val and can't.
Oh, those don't waste actions?
No.
Oh, okay.
Mine wastes the action.
Oh, okay.
So, Warrior's Regret?
Yep.
Okay. And then you have 1 action left.
I will do a recall knowledge instead
Alright.
of shield this time.
Do you have a relevant lore?
I do have.
I don't know that lore. Can you explain it?
15.
I don't know if
years.
one terrain would count, as in this area, would count for that lore.
Wasn't your terrain forest?
Yeah, it was actually.
Okay. What's your bonus?
12.
All right. And what do you want to know?
Special abilities. Like healing.
He has regeneration that can only be stopped by fire damage.
Oh, good job, Petite.
Yeah.
Wait, what? What did I do?
You stopped its regeneration.
Heck yeah.
4 of us should know this already, outside of Gage.
It's not a troll.
That is correct. It is not a troll.
I couldn't roll society on
True.
it.
True.
It's
Got
a
point.
monkey.
We need to make sure that we hit it with fire damage. Next time, it can regenerate otherwise.
Sophia did.
That's good. That is good, but we need to hit it more.
Not to worry.
Val.
Me! She calls out again, and Sigurd's going to move into flanking, and Sigurd's going to attack with her jaws. So she's going to peck to her heart's content.
Her jaws, aka her beak.
26.
That's a hit.
9 points of damage.
Yay, birdie.
Go Sigrun.
Who's a good little bird?
Has it technically damaged anyone?
Yeah. No. Technically, no.
Okay, then I can't use that thing.
He swallowed the guy.
It hasn't taken any damage yet.
He hasn't taken any damage
When's
yet.
his turn? Didn't get a turn.
He doesn't get.
Breaks out from inside.
All right,
He's a
I'm striking out
barbarian.
with my glaive for a 28.
That's a hit.
Oh, lovely. Do we know anything about how we would break this guy out?
So, once something has been swallowed, the best way to remove them is to kill the creature and then tauntaun them out.
Okay.
Wouldn't that be the opposite?
Yeah.
That
It's
is-
reverse tauntaun.
That is 17. That's 17 slashing damage.
All right. He is, shall we say, badly injured.
And then I'm going to try one more time.
Poor guy, he's only been trying to defend his territory.
In a really mean way.
He shouldn't have swallowed someone.
Life lesson.
Rude.
25.
That's a hit.
11 slashing.
Nice.
I want him to survive until his turn, just because I want to see what happens on his turn.
I don't.
And that is the end of Val and Sigurn's turn. They've slashed out multiple times, a lot of damage.
Yes. He is on his last legs. Neros.
I actually know what I'm going to do.
Who?
I know, it's a change. I'm sorry. Thank you, Sam. Thank you. I Oh my, so many golf claps. I feel so honored. Thank you. Okay. Enough. I would like to cast a 10-foot burst.
10-foot
Oh, no.
That does not include Val or Sigurd somehow.
Easily enough.
Okay. I need a fortitude save, my friend.
Ooh.
He's not your friend.
What's your DC?
22.
That's a critical success.
Okay, nothing happens. Thank you for ruining my joy.
It was a shot.
It was a shot in the dark.
Not a bad shot.
Nah. Would it be worth it to recall knowledge again, or no?
I mean,
Wouldn't hurt.
yeah. Worst that happened, like if we ever fight one again, then we would know more info about it.
Okay, sure. I'll recall all the knowledge.
All right. Do you have a relevant lore?
I have gossip lore and underworld lore.
Gossip lore is relevant.
Yay!
It's one of those you can recall knowledge about anything lores.
Oh, so is it like bardic
Mhm.
in that regard?
What is your bonus?
10.
All right. What do you want to know?
What do I want to know? What do we not know?
We
That's a
know
better
it's
question.
strongest save. We know it's a special ability. So maybe
Weakness?
Yeah.
Weaknesses?
It is weak to silver.
That makes sense.
Something you overheard while chatting with people in town.
Okay.
I mean, if it's a fae, that would make sense.
Also, they don't like Danishes.
They don't like
the
Danish
food,
people.
The food.
Are we
Well-
in the Grungir forest yet?
Yes, you're on the very
Technically.
outskirts of the Grungir
Okay.
Forest. Sam, they don't like Danishes, but they do have a weakness for donuts.
Oh.
They look like water wheels.
That's a free one.
Oh.
That's fair. Anyone got any donuts?
Why?
I have
Sure,
a-
let me just.
I have a
Zafir.
bagel.
I can pull tools out of my cape. Can I pull donuts out of my shroud? Shadow donuts. Shadow nuts, if you will.
Shadow
Sure.
nuts.
No, I'm kidding. It's not a tool. Maybe.
It's a secret tool that we'll use later.
In the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse, a realm of possibilities. Another arrow whizzes by. Just watch. I'm gonna roll.
What'd you get?
I rolled a 18, so
Yeah.
does a 32 hit.
It does hit, but something special happens while it's hitting. You loose that arrow and it starts flying to the Kvarkner. It turns and sees the arrow coming and it opens its mouth and tries to swallow the arrow, but it like hits it in the back of its mouth and lands for full damage.
What?
What?
Does this thing have brain cells?
Does it?
I feel like it had a special ability, and Jordy just wanted to let us know about that.
I'm
eating
confused.
it. He's trying to eat it.
He used a reaction and it didn't succeed. So, since it's not going to matter at this
Cool.
point, it raises his armor class by 4, and if that causes the attack to miss, he just harmlessly eats the projectile.
That's so good.
That's interesting.
But he has to commit to using that before he knows the result.
Fair.
That was fun.
Roll low.
Oh my god.
Roll low.
Yes.
Sven only wants you to roll low because he wants to see the Kvarkner fail.
I
on
know.
its
I was
turn.
thinking that he ate the arrow because he was trying to eat the guy again.
There's still a high chance the
I'm-
thing is going to damage me on its turn, so
I-
I wouldn't mind it dying.
Yeah.
I desperately am on Sven's side with this.
Okay, so
I'm
that
not.
is 4 damage from the arrow, 8 damage from ignition, and 4 damage from the
Nice.
fire rune. So, I forgot the numbers that I just gave you.
4, 8, and 4?
Yeah.
16.
Yeah. And he is on his last legs. You would say red near death.
So that you guys know that just means that it's going to hit Val.
Nope, not yet. 'cause it's-
Yeah, I don't think it can.
Yeah.
It does have
It-
2 extra turns.
It can, actually. Pretty
And Zafir has an action remaining.
Recharge.
Okay.
Recharge.
All right. It is the Kvarkner's turn. The first thing it does is it like makes a weird like swallowing motion with its mouth and looks confused, and then looks even more confused as it just starts walking away down the river. And then it walks back up the river again to get within reach of Val.
Oh, it's Good. And it's stupefied now,
It is stupid.
which means its will save is lowered.
Yes.
Yes.
Will, charisma, and with intelligence are all lowered.
For the remainder of its turn.
Oh,
Yeah, so if he was doing something with his mind,
yeah, which, that's fine.
he
Still
mindfully
mind.
reaches out and swipes at Val.
No.
You say
It's
no?
dazzled.
Oh, yeah. Okay, he beats concealment and gets a 27 to hit.
No. That hits me.
All right. And that's 15 bludgeoning damage.
Minecraft?
And then the look of cloudness comes off from his face, and he looks as clear-minded and foolish as ever. Alward, it's your turn.
Ooh, hold on. He takes bleed damage.
Oh, yes.
4.
Nice.
And
Does it end?
No.
Warrior's Regret.
Yeah.
Oh, because he had tried to
Yeah.
attack somebody.
Yeah.
Okay, and that was 1d8?
That is 1d8. Unless the guy took damage too.
But does the spell say whenever it attacks or whenever it causes damage?
Causes damage.
It intentionally damaged.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
Roll
2d8.
2d8.
I hope it dies.
That would be great. I would love
The
that.
bleed damage in this, the persistent death is always the best death.
8 damage.
That is exactly what it is right now.
What we talk about.
It dies of regret.
Nice.
So he sweeps out, smacks Val with his fist, and then he just looks at his fist, and a look of
He
peace
can't
comes
even-
over his face.
He's looking at the fist and blood is pouring out of his eye.
Mixed with tears.
He drops to his
Very
knees
salty blood.
and collapses in the river.
Get the
Nice.
guy. Val, cut the guy out.
I guess that's the best way to get him out, isn't it?
Unless you want to go mouth first.
I'm gonna pull him on. So I'm gonna push him just a little bit onto the little island bit he's next to, whatever you want to call that, right there.
Yeah.
And then I guess with my glaive, I'm gonna kind of just cut open the gut. And I'm yelling. I'm like, "Be careful!"
And as you're cutting, there, like, you get a little bit closer, and then there's like a little chink clink noise, and then the whole thing gives way, and the guy just comes sliding out dagger first into the river.
I'm gonna grab him out of the water.
Oh, thank Gosra, you got me. Oh, I thought I was a gunner.
I was worried there as well. Are you all right?
Oh, I'm fine now. Oh, but that was a big bugger there.
Yeah, it's pretty big. Here, I'm gonna walk him to the east side of the river, opposite of where we came, towards his windmill place.
Oh, thank you. Oh, surely the gods were smiling on me that you came across right when you did.
Yes, it was a great favor.
What?
What happened? Why did this thing, does this happen often?
Oh, well, it happens around these parts. Sometimes the Mill-Growlers come up and they start harassing the people, and usually I'm able to put a stop to that sort of thing, but this one was a right big chap, and he rather got the best of me.
Uvar, doesn't this thing not often come over to these areas?
Uver, you'd be aware that Kvarkner aren't exactly the most common of creatures, but they are more easily found here around the Grungir forest due to its connection with the First Realm.
These creatures are... Yes, normally it would take quite a bit to run into one of these creatures, but around these parts I'm not too terribly surprised. I'm more surprised that you come across multiple at a time and that you've, well, considering the outcome of this one, have survived so long. You must be
Hang on, our
tougher than
DM's
you look.
dying.
Sorry, I swallowed too much of the insides there.
Gross.
You must be tougher than you look.
Oh, yeah.
Or at least as the situation would.
I come across more than a few in my line of work. I am a professional monster hunter, although I typically try to keep to the smaller ones. This one was already a wee bit of a stretch for me until I saw how big it was, and I knew I had bitten off more than I could chew. No, pardon the pun.
At this point, it is funny. But Do you not try to work in a team, or...
Oh, well, not all of us are as lucky to find as many people willing to risk their lives monster fighting as you and your friends.
Indeed, that is true. Does that mean that the owner of this place is nearby, or has he been...
Oh, they're a ways in town. I told them to stay out of the way until I came back, just in case things went a bit south.
I am glad that we are able to come and help you then.
Right. I'm glad you all had the proper weaponry and such to take on the Fae.
Was that thing a Fae?
Oh, of course it was. Kamerkner, they called him. And he starts kind of poking at him with his dagger. Best sort of thing to take these on is cold iron. And he holds up his dagger to look at.
At that point, Hour's just like, we don't have any of that. And I'm just going to start prestidigitationing his clothes clean.
He doesn't even seem to notice the prestidigitation as he turns around and starts rummaging in the grass. And he's like, "Well, that's strange. Coming out here all the way. Here, take this." And he turns back around holding a spear.
Gonna grab it with my mage
Was that
hand.
spear there the whole time?
It looks like he may have dropped it when he was grabbed.
Ah.
This is me backup spear. Only use it for the big hunts like this, and looks like you folks could handle yourselves better if you had one of these around. Most of the Fae, they hate this stuff. The cold iron burns them something fierce whenever they come into contact with it. Lots of creatures, they can regenerate their health, and it stops it when you stick them with one of these.
I understand that it was I believe fire was this one as well.
Oh no, that's an old wives' tale.
I failed. I wondered. Uver's gonna look over at Val and say, I wasn't aware that your glaive was cold iron.
To be honest, I don't really know what it's. I don't know exactly what it's made of. It's seems to be a special magical thing.
Can I make a crafting check?
Sure.
Could I as well? I guess.
Yeah.
Can I jump in the river and start playing in it?
Sure.
Yay!
I'm gonna make a crafting check on that.
You know
too,
what,
since I
Sam?
mentioned.
Because if Jordy's okay with this, because I fully forgot about the thing and I guided your timeline, you can use it now. It
What-
does say skill check.
What is it?
It just gives you the fortune effect.
Oh,
Is that okay, Jordy?
Yeah.
21.
27.
18.
Assuming crafting is the only check I can make on this.
Okay, so you all rolled high enough to know that it is well crafted, but it is steel. It is not a cold iron glaive.
Awesome. So, learning that the glaive is a normal steel weapon, she just kind of assumed, except she's like, it's a very blessed weapon by my god, so I'm not surprised it could hurt creatures like that. She's gonna kind of remove herself from the conversation and head towards Neros in the river.
So I wanted to let everybody know that as long as you've seen me this morning, I have been very focused, and my eyes have been red the entire time.
Aren't your eyes red usually?
No. They're usually like a silvery grayish,
Silvery gray, yeah.
but they are blood red, and they've just been consistently.
Since we're saying things we're supposed to say before this combat, Val also looks very dirty and not taken care of tonight.
Today?
Today. She's covered in dirt, and she was a little wet before we got to this river.
And after.
And she's she's pretty tired. It wasn't until that adrenaline rush that she's moving. But yeah, anyway, I wanted to say that too. But then it didn't feel like there was a
Yeah,
moment to
same.
bring it up because we jumped right to the travel.
Those are all very... Yes, we would have brought that up, but oh well.
I didn't want to interrupt.
After I'm done this man.
Prestidigitating.
Prestidigitating this man?
Yes.
Yes? Okay.
Prestidigitating. I
Okay.
like it.
I'm going to try to figure out if this is just a spear with cold iron or just a fancier spear or what's going on with it.
Oh yeah, rolling over your crafting check from earlier. It's a regular spear, but it is made with cold iron.
Oh, I'm just going to put it on my back. I don't know what to do with this.
So while you're looking into that man's spear, Val's kind of groggily heading over. The adrenaline's kind of coming down. She splashes some water in her face And she looks at Neros and says, Neros, I need to talk to you about something.
And that's where we'll end this episode.
Are we going to have 2 closed openings in a row?
Maybe.
Closed open.
So, Sven, you have gotten the hero point for this episode for your combat control spells and taking advantage of the situation. Close second was Jenkins, but we had to even it out and go with Sven.
I'll take one for the team, thank you.
I was wrong!
Oh, well, thank you very much for this hero point. Hopefully that was amusing for everyone, because I certainly got a good laugh out of it. I think I'm going to go show Jenkins Bobby and the Princess and the Pauper.
I'll come to that party.
I'm so down.
Heck yeah.
Are we doing that?
Do it.
And we'll see you all in the next episode.
How could I refuse?
How could I refuse? That was a treat. Thank you.
This has been an Atomic Broadcasting production. Pathfinder, Galarian, and the Lost Omens world setting are copyright of Paizo. More information at paizo.com. Music in the show is from Monument Studios' collection, as well as assorted artists, with some original tracks composed by Jordy Hake. More details in the description. If you enjoyed the show, please remember to share with a friend, and we'll look forward to seeing you again next time.
Are you going to try and kiss me?
We'll see. We'll see how it turns out.
Okay.
You may also die, you know.